Hi and welcome to another Game Impressions video. Today we'll be looking at Sunset Overdrive. Now Sunset Overdrive is developed by Insomniac Games. They usually publish most of their stuff on PlayStation. It's very rare for it to come to an Xbox console, and I believe this is probably the first game they developed that might actually be on Xbox. I'm not 100% sure. You'll have to go check for that for yourself and let me know in the comments if I was mistaken. Um, Now, Sunset Overdrive is sort of an open world sandbox game. It is very colorful, very bright. The world feels very immersive. And I believe Insomniac Games have done a fantastic job in creating this world for you to play in. Now, for people who don't know the story of Sunset Overdrive, a company has made a soft drink called Overdrive, and whoever's drunk this drink Overdrive have turned into ODs. Now, these ODs are sort of mutants, monsters, whatever you like to call them, and they go around and they attack people, killing them, and they try to find more overcharge to drink. Now, if you're wondering why ODs do chase the character in the game, it's because most of his weapons and amps he has on him, or her if you've decided to play a female character, are made up of OD substances. So that's why they're drawn to you while you travel throughout the world. And then it's sort of your job to save the city like any other game. Now, the first thing you're actually faced with when you start up this game is the character customization menu. Now, just like any other game, you can pick different features of clothing and body builds and other aspects to customize your character. Now, I believe this one is quite good because it does give you lots of options. It gives you 4 different body builds to choose. You can choose male and female to go along with that build. All the clothing within the game is for both sexes, male or female, and you can wear pretty much whatever you want. They've got multiple shirts, pants, shoes, hairstyles for you to pick, including facial features. So that's what I found that quite good. And also you can put random tattoos on your player as well. So that's the first thing you're introduced to. You don't have to. Whatever you do, customize your character to look like, it isn't fixed. You can change it throughout the game, and whatever you change throughout the game will be shown within the cutscenes. Now, the cutscenes are good. I think the voice acting is really good, no matter if you're if you play as male or female. All spoken parts are the same. They're just different voices doing those characters. Now, the story of the game is quite. I felt it moved quite quickly. I won't go too much in the story because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But usually throughout the storyline, you'll be sent sort of a fetch quest where you go out and retrieve objects, bring them back to someone, and you sort of repeat it throughout the game. But in saying that, it may sound repetitive and boring, but I actually found that it was quite good. Like, you went out and you got fetched something, killed a bunch of enemies, came back, but the way you get to these areas and the way you sort of are able to attack and try to stay alive is quite unique. Like, I've played many other third-person games, and I found this one really enjoying, even though it was me doing the same thing over and over again. Now, with the gameplay and the game mechanics, it is all in third person. It's a third-person shooter game, so we already know there's been some really good third-person shooter games out there, but this one is one that I hold quite high up there. Now, first of all, the mobility of your character within the game. It feels that you might be playing sort of like Infamous from PlayStation, where you can sort of transverse really quickly around the world, but you're not going to fly, you're not going to be able to run fast, you are going to use a lot of acrobatic skills to get around to each place. Now, you are able to jump on any object, you're able to wall run on walls, you can grind on rails, and you can even sort of grind and hook onto electricity cables that go around the city and travel through that. So you're able to reach any area of the game really quickly by doing this. It encourages you to stay off the floor, and it even tells you within the game, within the tutorial of the game, if you stay on the floor, you're most likely going to die, and that is true because the swarms of OD do come to you, so you've got to try to stay up there and fight from sort of the sky in a sense. Now, they also do encourage you to stay up there and grind on these rails, run on walls and stuff to build up your star meter. Now, your star meter will determine how much damage you can do. Your character throughout the game will get amps, and now these amps only get activated at each stage of your star meter. So there's 4 stages, and depending on what you have, what amps you have on your character at the time will be activated. So sort of stage 1 is your melee attacks and your dodging mechanics. That's will get upgraded, and when you do that within the game, you'll see your character do different animations. But between 2 and 4 is sort of your weapon upgrade. So if you have a basic pistol, between 0 and stage 1, you won't do too much damage, it'll just be a normal pistol, but stage 2, it may increase to have like fire damage built into it. So the game encourages you to fight the way that you traverse around the world by staying up in the air, building up style, and killing OD like that. And I thought that was a great way to play this game. Like, it is all fast-paced, very quick, but it's very simple to do. You usually rarely have to push more than 3 buttons to do something. Like X is your grind button, A is your jump, right triggers your fire. These are the 3 main buttons you're going to be using throughout any combat situation, with the left thumbstick, of course, and your right thumbstick will rotate the camera. But usually most people who play games are used to your thumbs moving, and pushing the other 3 buttons isn't very complicated. Like, it's really easy to do. The one part that I sort of felt left down within the game was the co-op aspect. Now, I was really hoping to jump in this game and be able to play the story with a friend, but unfortunately you can't do that. You have to play co-op as sort of in a group. It's like a competitive multiplayer where the person with the highest score at the end wins. I believe it's called Chaos Squad, if I remember correctly. Now, to get into multiplayer, when you progress to a certain point within the main campaign, I think probably an hour into it, I believe it got unlocked for me. There'd be these phone booths around the world where you can actually go up to the phone booth and it will start the matchmaking process. Now, it doesn't take too long to find a game. In multiplayer, it was quite quick for me. Of course, it might depend on your internet speed and connection, of course. So once you're in, it's sort of like a tower defense game. Your team works as a group to place traps around a certain object, and you have to sort of protect it for a certain amount of time. And as I said, the person with the most kills or the most style points is the winner of that round. Now, doing co-op does actually reward your character with more amps and better gear to use throughout the story and within multiplayer, but in saying that, you also can unlock these features within the main story of the game. Now, if you sort of don't want to play main story of the game, you can also go off and do side quests. The side quests are sort of the same feature. You go off and fetch something, but it does keep the game going. It doesn't feel repetitive. Now, if you're a person who wants to get every dollar out of the game, I believe this one could be for you. The story will it took me about 12 hours to do, I think 10 to 12 hours, and then I kept on playing the game afterwards because there were so many different side missions to do. There's challenges within the world which go on your leaderboard, and you can sort of see where you rank against your friends and against everyone else who has played the game. And then if you like to get achievements, there's plenty of achievements for you to get within the story of the game and also within the co-op. So yeah, my final thoughts about this game: if you do have an Xbox One and you are searching for a game to play, even with so many games coming out around the same time as Sunset Overdrive, I recommend going and picking up. I feel like it is a must-have for any Xbox owner. It does take parts from other games, and it does seem like it might be out of place, but when you play the game, you'll sort of feel that even though it should have came out sort of 10, 15 years ago, it fits in with today's games, and it is really fun and enjoyable to play. So I hope you found this game impressions video helpful, and thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you did find this video good. Any feedback I would encourage, please put it in the comments below. And once again, thank you for watching, and have a good day, night, evening, depending on what time you watch this and where you are from. Thank you.